The most important thing, and this goes back to Mr. Rogers, this is why he was an American icon who's not respected enough. And we throw people like Mr. Rogers in the garbage. And in fact, we even throw religion itself in the garbage. Doesn't even matter which religion it is. As long as it's not like a fake modified version, we're going to throw it in the garbage. And Mr. Rogers is a fascinating character in as much as he was a minister. And he was able to bring goodness to people without necessarily, all like Jesus said in the Bible. But he pointed out something that was critical for young people, which is to say that if you are born a boy or you're born a girl, you're naturally going to mature into a man or a woman. And the way you are is perfect. You're growing up just right. What we experience in our society today is that, the reason that the maturation of a boy to a man or a girl to a woman doesn't occur naturally is because it's being interrupted, which is to say, like, if you plant an apple tree seed, the seed is going to turn to an apple tree. It'll never turn to an orange tree or anything else. It's wired in there. So the problem is today we have a lot of interruptions to that which is natural. We have interruptions to the natural maleness and masculinity. You're a boy, you're going to have testosterone pumping. You're going to have natural inclinations toward women, toward aggression. You're going to have better spatial awareness. You're going to have better math skills early on. This is all hardwired within you. It's the interruption. A lot of human beings, what we are is what we imitate, what we're conditioned around, what we're trained on. And if you look at the schools, and I've observed this firsthand, I did a program called Teach for America because I thought it was going to help, poor Black and Latino kids get education. What I realized, it was actually an organization filled with liberal white women, which is to say the devil. And they were going specifically into urban schools, Black and Latino schools, and they were teaching LGBTQ plus ideology. Now, what's the plus? We'll find out soon. It's quite dangerous. But they were teaching that ideology and that leftist negative stuff, and they were trying to destroy and deride the values and cultures that were in those communities. So they were interrupting the natural progression. I say that to say, if you grow up as a boy or a girl, you're naturally going to progress into a man or a woman, and you're going to be feminine and masculine unless there are interruptions, unnatural things. There have been many historical wrongs or things that have caused certain traumas within given communities, and increasingly we're seeing it in the white community now, higher levels of illegitimacy. It used to be that white families, you didn't have illegitimacy. They'd blame the blacks. Look at the blacks. They can't keep their families together. Now they're in the same situation increasingly. But I say that to say, if you have a normal heterosexual mother and father, there's no violence there, there's mutual respect, you're going to grow up just the right way. But now we have so many interruptions. So just want to put that out there. So
that was good.
What are the things that make a man masculine, honorable, worthy of respect? Number one, he's mastered the self. This is critical for the man because unless you become a boss of yourself, I have something called Boss University, but it's mostly regarding the inside. Everyone wants to be a boss. They want to run other people. That's our arrogance, our narcissism. You want to tell other people what to do. You can't even tell yourself what to do. You can't get yourself to wake up on time. You can't get yourself to be disciplined and focused. You're not a boss. You're a peon, but you don't know it because you're lying to yourself. And you have these delusions of grandeur. So we males have to first have self-mastery. Why? You're bigger than a woman. You're in your home and it's private and no one else is there and you get angry. You could do the most horrible things. You have to have the control not to do the most horrible things because there's no one there to stop you. That's why I always, I joke with my old lady. And I was like, this house is so big. Nobody can hear you. I was like, you better behave. Nobody can hear you. I tease her, but it's also not funny because there are guys who don't have control of themselves. And a woman in a home with a man is in a dangerous place when he does not have self-control and self-discipline. So number one, self-mastery as a male. Number two, you have to be willing to sacrifice. Yes, you have to be willing to earn and happy to earn. I'm not saying you have to earn well, but you have to be willing and happy to earn. Those are three things that are very basic and critical. I'll give you an example, which is different than the female. Like, say I'm working late, which is almost every day, 7 days a week. And so women are lovely creatures. They want to stay awake. Like, oh, let me stay awake. I'll bring you water. I'll make you some food. I know you're going to be up late. And, just try to make it easier for you to do the work that you must do to maintain lifestyle and also to move forward. I tell her, no, please go to sleep. One, because females actually require more sleep than males. That's a scientific fact.
Wow.
Number two, I want breakfast. So like, I don't want you to try to stay up as late as I stay up because I'm waking up in 3 hours regardless because I got a meeting in the morning. So I'm going to knock out. I'm going to wake up in 3 hours. I'm going to take my meeting, but I want breakfast before my meeting. So I want you well rested so you can wake up and make my breakfast so you can do your side of our business. Our family is business. Do your side, your job.
Yeah,
your job, and I'm your boss. But first I became the boss myself. So those are items for a man. Self-mastery, emotional intelligence, discipline, ability to earn and being happy to earn, and willingness to sacrifice. Sacrifice for who? Your children, your wife. Sacrifice your sleep, your time, your emotion, and your life if it comes to it. On the other side, a woman is to not have ego and arrogance, to be a great leader, to lead with love, to be deeply loyal and dedicated, knowing that your man is your law. The government is not your law. Your man is your law. And stick by him and even prioritize him over your children. Why? You chose him. You didn't even choose your children. They came out how they came out. Your man is number one. If you always take care of your man, your family will be provided for. If you were to lose your man versus say you got 5 kids, you lose one of your kids, you lose your man, the whole family might fall apart. Everyone's done for. You lose one kid, it is what it is. I'm not recommending anyone lose a kid, but that's the level of priority that you have to have towards your man, to be chaste. That's good not only for him, but that's also good for you. Females today, they go around, have intercourse with so many people. They're poking their penis into your heart. You finally find the guy you like, and your heart has all these holes in it, and it's so incomplete. You have nothing good to offer to him. And also be mentally well. So many women are mentally deranged. It's because they're existing in unnatural life ways. They have a job of a man. I find it disgusting when I'm dealing with a woman and she wants to tell me about her job. Like, oh, my boss said this, or my coworkers, and all this gossip and stress. And I'm like, that's funny because you have one job and you want to complain about it. I'm running 4 corporations and I don't have anything to say. When I'm done working, I don't have anything to say about my work. I don't even need to vent to you. I don't even need to complain. That's another thing for a man I want to highlight. I said emotional intelligence. I could hold it in. See, we always say like, oh, express yourself. Maybe women, yeah, great, fantastic. As a man, nah, bro, hold that in. Yeah, I have things I've done I've never told anybody, and I never will. I have challenges that I experience I never complain about. It's not necessary. I can hold it in, burn it up, and throw it away, and keep going, unfazed. I don't expect my woman to be able to do that, but I expect myself to do that. Even my grandmother, when I was a young man, she told me, she was like, if you're crying, when does your wife get a chance to cry? When you start crying, that's when we know everything is all lost. Everyone will fall apart around you. You can never be the leader if you fall down. So that's a man. He always has to stand tall. The woman can be soft, but you have to be great at mate selection, be good at deferring, good at listening, and not have ego. And I think if she can handle those things, we'll be in a good position.
That's amazing. No, I actually